So hey, the world's we have the world's oldest captive clam has passed away, sadly. You didn't know this, right? The Waikiki Aquarium, Waikiki Aquarium has have had the oldest captive clam. This thing was 200 pounds. They had it for 30 years. It was a guest favorite, and sadly that clam is no longer with us. So we're sad to see that. But I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. I never heard about that before. Didn't know that we had the oldest captive clam at the Waikiki Aquarium. Anyway, inflation. We hear all kinds of stories of inflation. Have you heard this one? We're getting increased pet surrenders. People are bringing in their pets in record numbers to animal shelters. Because presumably inflation is making it hard for people to make ends meet. And unfortunately, pets got to go, which is kind of sad. And I hope that's not a long-term trend, but it's a sad trend. It is what it is. Electric sea glider. So check this out, gang. I got a cool photo here I want to show you. So there's a company, they're in discussion with one of the local small airlines, Mokulele Airlines, if I'm not mistaken, and they're in talks to do something like this. You see this thing here? This is an electric seaplane. Apparently, this electric seaplane flies at, just above the sort of skims over the top of the water and functions as technically it's a boat. So it takes off from harbors. It doesn't take off from the airport. And because it's classified as a boat, because it doesn't fly too high either, it just flies using what's called ground effect, which allows an aircraft to fly at relatively higher efficiency just above the ground, just above the sea level. Anyway, so that's kind of fun. That's a little piece of interesting news over there that we've got going on, and it's going to be interesting to kind of see what that's going to happen. They're going to start with a 12-passenger model, but later, if it goes out well, they could expand to a 50 to 100-passenger model. So that's kind of cool. Another thing, free stores. Have you heard? Is this? I'd be curious, gang. Do you folks have this free stores? So there's this thing that's kind of been going on in Hawaii. It's kind of started out, and it's the idea that there's this community thing. It's kind of not centrally organized. It's a kind of a ground up kind of a thing going on where they're setting up free stores throughout the neighborhoods, and they're basically just like a corner. It's like a corner, street corner, and people calling it a free store. And there's a map on. You can kind of Google it and go to it, and people put like free stuff that they want to give away. And it's interesting. It says, take, act without shame, leave, share without condition, and whatever's trust without apology. So I thought that's kind of a cool thing. I'd be curious if you folks are getting anything like that on the mainland. Is there any kind of a free store concept? Check that out and let me know if you have anything like that. And then finally, maybe we can, I'd like to hear, if Heidi was here would be good, but it's okay. We got Dylan and Scott. Monster homes are becoming a bigger issue. I think they're becoming a bigger issue. There's a story of a monster home project on Maui, which has caused some controversy. In fact, I got a picture for you. So check this out, gang. Check out this picture. Now, this is what you call a monster home. Now, look at that thing. Now, if you look at the scale of that, you could see the homes next to it. They give you a sense. That's a home. That's not a resort. That's a home. And somehow there's all kinds of controversy. It flew under the radar. Somehow mysteriously, this home was approved by the Department of Planning and Permitting. No one knows how it happened. How dare they? And anyway, there's all kinds of controversy now. They're trying to convert it back into a community housing sort of thing, or a community like a museum, a community cultural center. We'll see what's going on. There's all kinds of. There was actually to Scott. There was another monster home. Monster home is what by the way. So monster home is the term that we use for, as you might guess, these gigantic homes that seem to be, not correctly based, not built according to zoning laws. They're ginormous, like that house that you saw. I haven't seen one that big on Oahu, but there's a lot of them, and laws have been kind of coming down on it. There's been one on Oahu. Scott, you may know about this one on Sierra Drive in Kamuki, where there was a big monster home that they were starting to construct it, but it was stopped. Anyway, those are the quick news, gang, about what's going on in Hawaii. I'd be curious of what you folks, if those any free homes and that you've seen on the mainland. And again, look at the perfect weather that we talked about. Again, the best thing I love about Hawaii's weather, look at those consistencies: 82 degrees all the way across, 73 at the low, 82 as a high every single day. That's what's amazing about Hawaii. All right.